Hi, welcome, welcome. It's so nice to see you, and it's so nice to see that you have purchased my course and to really get you on a journey and preparing to get a job as an immigrant. So, my friends, welcome again. As I said before, the objective of this course is to prepare you to obtain a job in a new country. And the format of my presentation will be in I'll look at three different aspects of the job search process. We have the research before you go into the resume presentation or preparation, and we are going to look at second segment which tells you how to prepare your resume and what to do and what not to do. And the third segment will look at what you need to do to support your job search process to optimize everything that you did prior to to submitting the resume and everything. So, without further ado, guys, let me jump into it. The first thing you need to do as an immigrant when in a new country is just to research before you even prepare a resume to send it out. Just research, research. First place you go to conduct that research is the Department of Labor for that state, right? Go to the website for the Department of Labor. It will tell you about different types of careers. It will also give you the hot careers there, and it will tell you entry level requirements for that state to go in to get into certain profession. So right there on the back of it, you'll know what you need to do to get into a particular field. Because remember, you're coming from a new country, and some of the skill set that you have will become obsolete or not relevant, and you need to pick up new skills, right? So go to the Department of Labor site first before you do anything. Just read what it says, and he'll give you some insight. And the next thing that you should do is, after you have come to the conclusion on really what area you want to get into, right? You want to get into, you are gonna go to a site called 10netonline.org. That's onetonline.org. Okay, it's ONETONLINE.org. When you go to that site, you're gonna see it's one of the latest sites and giving you job interviews, classification interviews and so forth. This will further expand on the information that is given on the Department of Labor site, which gives you the occupational code and so forth. When you go to this site, you can go to the tab occupational search. You'll see some generalized heading like social statistics, marketing, analysis, business admin, and so forth. You're gonna enter your particular information, right? You're gonna enter your particular information in the system, and then it will give you a general classifications of the job that you want to find out. And I mean, the areas that it will give you is job summary, which is very important when you're looking at resume building, technology, knowledge, job knowledge, abilities, and it goes into the concept and the working condition, the skills, the activities, the job title, the knowledge, the education, and the certification again. So when you go there, you will definitely have all the information you need now to help you to prepare for your resume. So you know what to put in the resume and what not to put in the resume. And then you'll be able to move forward. Okay, so that there is the conclusion for step one of your resume preparation process, which is the research, where you go to the Department of Labor site in your state, then you'll go to onetonline.org to get more information on the occupation that you want to go into. And it also gives you, ONET gives you the skill sets and the entry level information, so you can better be prepared now to go do a course and know what you need to do to enter that area. Okay? Great. Now we're moving on to step two, general tips and advice on resume preparation. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is to keep your resume to one page. With the onset of COVID and everything, though, it's sort of changing, it's moving some of the requirements and the non-requirements of resume. So you can take liberty to do a 2-page resume. But for the immigrant, I would suggest that you do a 1-page resume. And you can use the following tips that I'm going to give you, right? You need to also make sure that your resume is algorithm friendly. Reason being, when you submit a resume online, it goes into an algorithm, into a program, and that program is what separates the resumes, the ones that are rejected and the ones that are taken. So even before you start the process, you're being weeded out if you do the right thing. Right? So that's where the prior research comes in, because you will know what's the latest trend in the area. You will know what's the skill set required to prepare this resume. But one other thing that you need to also include, the job advertisement. You can lift words from that job advertisement and place it in your resume, because that's how the system is going to pick up. So you have to do that. You have to lift words from it, because it tells you exactly what it wants. And a lot of persons are now doing that. They're lifting literally the job advertisement and placing it in their resumes, because you have to make your resume job specific. That is one reason why we, the immigrants, are not moving forward. We are not being specific when we're applying for jobs, with a job and a resume for a job, right? So with all of that information now, you know what information is relevant from your past skill sets, what is non-existent in this new country, and what you need to know add to that resume. Okay? Another trend that is taking place in resume preparation, and I'll give you a copy of a resume at the end of this presentation, because I'm gonna give you a sample resume that you can look at to see how it's prepared. Is that so? A trend that is going around now is that you don't have to highlight all jobs on your resume, just those particular jobs that are relevant to the one that you're applying for. So say for instance you're applying for an HR job, and you because you're an immigrant, a lot of the times we go and do different things that are not relevant to our core training. You're in a factory. It's not relevant for you to put that factory information on your resume. Where it's relevant is when you're completing the online, when you're signing up their system, online, and they want you to complete all the gaps in your time, because some organizations will ask you to to complete your 10 years worth of information on your past employment. Now, it's very important that you not leave any time unknown within the system. For instance, there's a 2 month gap on your resume, which you can take liberty to do based on what is happening with COVID. You should not leave a 2 month gap on your in their system. If you're unemployed, put unemployed for that time, because they're much lenient now with COVID and a lot of persons being home, right? So they're much lenient. So it's two different things. The resume, you can highlight only those jobs, those skill sets that are relevant to the job. When you sign up on their system, however, you need to cover all the gaps in your time. Okay? Great. I know you're doing great. I know you'll do great. All right. On the resume itself now, we suggest that you do only 2 bullets. 2 full bullets. And those sentences must not be more than 2 lines. And what they should do is highlight your accomplishments, not your duties. Highlight your accomplishments. Some other times you can't quantify it, but you must give the recruiter an idea of what you achieved on the job. Okay? You must give the recruiter. So for instance, I prepared I'm writing. I could say this is for a customer service job. I would say bullet point: aided the organization to achieve a 20% improvement in their voice of the agent survey, gaining 100% personal reviews from the customers. So that tells you that you personally achieved and the organization moved forward. Okay? If you can't do that, then you can do something like perform like assisted with the development of a process, and that process, it could be any process, improved the operations of the department, which ultimately improved the output of the company, with increased sales by 20%, 10%, 5%, you name it. So you can join what you did with the objectives of the organization and moving forward, right? But in highlighting your accomplishments, don't brag. Don't inflate. Don't lie. Because the recruiters will find out. And that's an automatic decline, even if you're the best candidate. So try staying humble. Just try staying humble. While, because you can highlight your accomplishments while still being humble. Don't overstate things. That's why I was telling you to do just 2 lines. You don't want to give a recruiter everything that you did, information on everything that you did, because they can use that information to weed you out, because they would have known everything that you did and the most important things that you did. And I mean, it has a lot of negative connotations to it. As I said, they can weed you out. They can form an opinion of you without giving you that opportunity to say your piece, because the whole objective of a resume is to get you in front of the organization, to give your story, and to see if you're a proper fit for their organ and have them see if you're a proper fit. If you give them too much, they can easily weed you out without knowing the full truth. Right? They can easily weed you out without knowing the full truth. Or what it is that, or how you fit into that organization. Right? So, in reviewing for this section, the major points is keep your resume at 1 page. You might get away with 2 page. Highlight only those jobs that are relevant to the job advertisement. Keep your bullet points to at least 2 for relevant jobs. If it's not a relevant job and you want to place it on it, 1 bullet point is sufficient. Highlight your certifications if you need certifications, because that is also very important. Certifications, education, and bear in mind that your education must be in line with what the organization needs. Because the organization can't need a clerk and you put a master's on your resume. That just will not work. You can try with a BSc, yes, but a master's, no. You're automatically taking yourself out of contention for that job. Okay? Don't lie. Don't overstate. Copy the job description into your resume. Copy the information for ownitonline.org into your resume, because that's a powerful information to show the employer that you have the skill sets to move the company forward, and you are up to date in the area that you are. Okay, and those would be the general information that you need to produce your resume. But the story doesn't end there, right? There are other things that you need to do. And I can tell you from personal experience that I use all these steps that I'm telling you about. My friends use all these steps that I'm telling you about. And they have been successful. So this is a tried and true formula, especially for immigrants. Right? Especially for immigrants. So, these are things to do to support your job searching and your whole resume delivery, and getting a positive outcome from that resume. Okay, first thing I'll tell you to do is to volunteer. Volunteer for something. Show the employers that you know and you care about your new environment. Show them that you're willing to give away free stuff while building yourself, because this is also an orientation period for you. Right? This is also an orientation period for you, where you're getting used to the country, you're getting used to the people. And I can say within the USA and Canada, networking is a big thing. Networking. Because even if you don't get the job by personally knowing someone, you're going to need recommendations and references. And how are you going to get that? People are going to get to know you. They're going to watch you over time. See what your perspective is, See how you think, see how you relate, see how you communicate. So that's where volunteerism come in. And of course, you can do other things like blogging and so forth, and people can also see you. So that's the number one thing that you need to do. Volunteer, build up your network. The next thing that you need to know is that as an immigrant or anyone searching for a job, without a huge network, LinkedIn is not your friend. You can try with Indeed, but the number one place that you should be applying on are companies, organizations, website. Go to the organizations, study them, see what their goals and visions statements are, what they're pursuing. See if you'd be a proper fit. Do some research. Then apply directly on those websites, and you find that you will have more hits and you will have a better advantage because you're working from a place as an immigrant where you don't have that exposure yet. So you're trying to build on that exposure, right? And it goes without saying that your resume, you're going to try and get into areas that you are interested in. You know, what you did your research on ONET online and Department of Labor. So you're going to look for companies that have those areas, vacancies in those areas, right? And again, you know how you know are going to use the information from your prior research set to know what certifications you need, what education you need, and go about gaining that skill sets, whether it be online, in a classroom, through a private learning approach, and you go and do the certifications, whatsoever it is, you need to do it. Because that is what the country is requiring of you, that knowledge, that you have that knowledge to be able to optimize your skill, optimize your business, move things forward, just to understand what is happening in the industry, right? Another area would be to go to an internship, which is also connected to volunteerism in some case, because in some case, if you do have that resource to go and do an internship, then you can go ahead and do an internship, which will give you experience in the area and also valuable information. Because some information you'll not get on the outside. You have to be immersed in the area to get that information. Immersed in the area to get that information. Right? And I've had that same situation where it's only until I'm in the area, I'm interacting with different persons as someone that is recognized in the area, such as internship or a lower job, because you can go into a lower job to learn about the area and then try to upgrade to that area, right? Substitute teaching is one. When you learn about what are the teacher qualifications, what the classroom is like. In research, they have internship for that. And you know exactly what you need to do to move forward. This will also support your job searching and your resume development, because it can also reflect these on your resumes. And employers love to see that persons take the time out to build themselves professional development and to know what is happening in the industry. Right? So that is good. I started a blog, which is what this video is to support in terms of resume development. You can start a blog and you can highlight your skill sets. For me, I highlighted positive mindset, positive thinking, and everything springs from that. Employers love to see that they're getting somebody who's energetic, hardworking, who thinks positively, and it's not coming with any negative light, you know. So you gotta be positive in your thinking, even though you're in a country and things might be not good at the time. Just be positive, and with this positive thinking in your job searching, in your resume preparation, you'll get it done. It will happen once you do the right thing. Over time, you'll get there. So, guys, those are my thoughts on what you need to prepare a compelling resume. and also the pre and post actions that you have to conduct in order for your resume to be as forceful and as positive as can be to ultimately get you into that area or get you that job that you want so much. All right, so thank you. Thank you for purchasing my course and to be following me. I'll have other courses come up, and you'll definitely be enlightened by it.